Jonathan, that was a lovely introduction. I appreciate all of those labels, but tonight my most important label is that of niece. So, I know her as Auntie B, but you know her as the legendary, the cutest she'll remind you, the original Dixi Cup leader, big sister, mother when needs be. She is the person who has kept this act together for all of these years, and she's still going strong. So let's give a really, really big, warm Loyola welcome to Barbara Hawkins. Give a really warm welcome to Barbara Hawkins.
Hello.
I did remind them already that you're the cutest.
Oh. So how y'all doing? Y'all enjoyed the group before us this time? Yeah. Give them a nice round of applause. We're going to talk about the singers once we start singing.
Right. So, Barbara, I want to start with what's in a name.
Okay.
How about that?
All right, that's good.
Because
Go ahead.
I want to throw out some names though, and then I want you to respond to me because I did a little research. I mean, I didn't call you and text you, so I hope my source was okay.
Okay.
And you'll correct me if it isn't.
All right.
So I'll start here with Little Miss and the Muffets.
You said no. We did not want that name.
Whose idea was that?
It was Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. They told us that the name we had wasn't right. We were the Meltones. They said that there was another group name that was close to that. So you have to come up with something else. So they gave us a whole list of names. And that's the name they wanted us in.
No way.
No way.
So then, how did you come to the final name, the Dixi Cups?
Well, we looked at the names, and at the time, the groups did not have people names. They were Rolling Stones, Animals, Crystals, and that type of thing. So we looked at the list, and we saw the Dixi Cups. So we said, well, we're from the land of Dixie, New Orleans, and we're cute, and Cups is cute. So that's how we chose that one.
And remember, she's the cutest. So, and then of course, Chapel of Love. Do you remember the date that it was released and the first time you heard it on the radio yourself?
No, I don't remember the date. I don't remember the date, but it was playing on the radio. We recorded in New York, and then we went back home. Well, we came back home. And Rosa was doing her chores. She was cleaning up, and she heard the song, and she started screaming. And my mom said, "What's wrong?" She said, "That's us." Mother said, calm down. You're going to hear it a lot. And she told us, you're going to the top. Don't step on anybody going up the ladder, because you have to pass those same people coming back down.
Sage advice.
Yes.
And it's why you're still standing.
Exactly.
And boy, did a lot of people hear it. I'll just throw out a couple of the stats here.
Okay.
Number 1 on Billboard Hot 100 chart. Rolling Stones list of 500 greatest songs of all time. This is Chapel of Love, made it into the movies. Full Metal Jacket, Father of the Bride. I mean, it's a question that is asked often of artists, legendary artists like you, but I want to ask it because the stories are always so different. Like when you you were doing it and you were excited and you were somebody was washing dishes or whatever you were doing and you're like, and your mom says, everybody's gonna hear it.
Right.
When was the first time though that you realized, okay, we're kind of onto something here?
When they told us to come back to New York. We went back to New York, and every time we turned the radio on, we heard it. And when we got in the car, we heard it. I said, wow. So I knew then, and you know, back then, artists on Monday would run to the corner to pick up a cash box or billboard. So we got into that too, to see where our record was. And our record didn't start at 100 like many of them do. It was up the charts, I think maybe like 20 before it went up to 1. And what was so amazing, the world, the United States, was Beatle crazy at the time. The Beatles had the top 10. They might have had 3 or 4 songs in the top 10. And our manager had told us, your chances of making a #1 record is 150 million to 1. So when Chapel went up and dethroned the Beatles, we know we had made it. It was beautiful. It was a good feeling to walk into Macy's or somewhere and say, that's the
And then they always like, but there's the cutest one. No. And it didn't stop, because then I go, people say, by the way, and tell me if my stats are wrong, Billboard number 12, number 7 on Canada's charts. You were April 20, 2007, finally you were inducted into the Louisiana Music Hall of Fame. Yes. And I want to mention this because I didn't realize this, that other people had Chapel of Love, and again, tell me if this is correct, it's my understanding that Chapel of Love was originally meant for the Ronettes.
The Ronettes recorded it, the Crystals recorded it, because I found out that Phil Spector was partially a writer, and those were his groups, and he recorded them. Darlene Love recorded it before it got to us. But when Jeff and Ellie played it for us, they were playing a lot of songs, and when they played it, we were standing there like, I said, well, do we have to sing it like that? And she said, well, how would you want to sing it? I said, give us a minute. So we went over in the corner and came up with Chapel the way it was recorded. Wow. And when we walked back to the piano, and she played the chord, and we started singing, and she's playing, I said, shh. So we did the beginning a cappella, and then brought the band in. And I must say, Waddell Kazare from here.
What I love, you know, that's the example right there of Barbara's leadership. And she said, no, wait, let us do this intro a cappella.
Right.
You know, like that, and I'm gonna wrap up because then everybody, they want to hear you sing. But that is the kind of, were you always so confident?
Bossy.
Yeah, I want to keep, you know, her loving me and receiving my calls and my texts and stuff, so I wasn't going to say that. But take charge. I like it.
Yes, I did. And you mentioned Iko. We did Iko, we were doing the Chapel of Love album, and the band had gone to lunch, and we thought everybody was gone because we were the only 3 in the studio. We didn't know that Jerry and Mike were in the control room. So we said, let's work on this song. Let's sing this song we've been working on. So there was no music. So we took a glass ashtray, an aluminum chair, and a Coke bottle. And each of us had a drumstick. And so we made the music. And when we sang it, Jerry said, hey, can y'all do that again? So we did. And the only thing that was added to that was a calypso box where you hit a bong, bong, bong. That was it. And they put it in the can, so to speak. That's when the artists record and they put it on the shelf for a later date. And somehow it got to England, and it was burning up in England. And so they said, we're gonna have to release it because it's a hit in England. So that was it.
Yeah, I love it. I have here, I got a story. So you already good job on it. So, and, you know, in wrapping up here, you know, it's 60th anniversary. And God bless you that you're still here and healthy and, you know, and still going strong. And of course, we cannot be here without the memory of Rosa. Here watching, and she knows this is happening, and I'm just so proud of you and so happy for you for just being such a great representative, not only for New Orleans, for us as young women and women who can aspire to have the kind of strength that you had all these years, because, you know, let's not forget, we hear these wonderful stories and it seemed like it was so easy. Don't forget the times that we were in, that they were in, when they were.
Read Rosa's book.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Rosa has a book titled Chapel of Love. Read Rosa's book. It tells a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So, you know, listen, I will wrap up with this. Here we are, 60 years later. We're celebrating you. We're celebrating the Dixi Cups. Jazz Fest is recognizing. You know, we can have the take that, boy, it took them long enough, but we're here now, and you know, God has His time and His place and His plan. So you leave us with your thoughts of how you're feeling right now in this space.
Well, when we made 50. I thought Jazz Fest was going to put us on the poster, but they didn't. So we looked at it like it wasn't our time. It just wasn't our time. God does everything for the best. And when we made 60 years with Chapel of Love, they decided to put us on the poster. It is so heartwarming because Jazz Fest has been in existence over 50 years. They haven't always done the poster, but when they started, all the artists that have played the Jazz Fest, and I mean superstars, plus all New Orleans artists, they could have chosen anyone, but they chose us. It's a wonderful feeling, and I first thank God, and then I thank you all and everybody else.
And we thank you.
Thank you.
Is someone in the audience, do you have a question you may want to toss out? Anyone?
Well,
There you go.
I want to say that I know her, very special, and my wife know her, very special. This is Vanessa, and we enjoy, you know, the love, because we have a bond, and God knows that bond.
That's right.
Amen.
First of all, thank you. Thank you for paving the way for upcoming artists. And we heard the young people earlier sing beautifully. What's your advice to the next generation of artists and musicians?
My first thing is when you get into a contract, read your contract. Read your contract. If you don't understand it, it's better to pay a lawyer to explain it to you, so you won't have to go through what we went through, and so many before us. Read your contract and don't ever get the big head. Because you sound good, because you look good, and you think you're all that, there's somebody else that's better than you.
We got time for one more? And by the way, that's a great advertisement for Loyola Music Business Program right there. That's what we're doing on a daily basis, trying to school them kids and make sure they look at them contracts.
Look at the contract.
Barbara, we love you. This is the coin class of 1963. Here to celebrate you and your sister, Rosa Hawkins.
Thank you.
Barbara, you don't know what we went through when you fussed at her. It was like you fussed at us. We got the wrath of Barbara at coin. In our classes together. And we appreciate you, we love you, we honor you, and I can't say enough for the relationship that the Coins class of 1963 has been held together through the, Rosa sang at every reunion. She sang at every reunion, and so we're so excited. And wherever she was and wherever we were, she sang. And we praise God for y'all.
Thank you.
And we know that the best is yet to come. We declare it in Jesus' name.
Thank you. Rosa loves her class too. One more question?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Hello, Donna.
Hi,
So good to have you back where you belong. I know you've been living out of the state.
Mhm.
When are you coming back and staying with us forever?
I don't know. My nephew asked me that after Rosa passed, but most of my family, I mean, I have nephews. Where are my people? That's my people. Over there. You know, that's like the only family I have left here. Okay, all right. They're everywhere. But I don't know, Rosa, after Katrina, and we went to Florida because she wanted to see her son. Well, he wanted to see her. We told her, we're going to Tennessee with Auntie Joelle. Come see me. Because he couldn't get in touch with us. And the Red Cross was looking for us. We found out when I looked at TV and said, if you know where the Dixi Cup's, I'll give them this number. But anyway, we stayed in Florida because of her grandchildren. And when she passed, my nephew asked, are you gonna stay or are you going back home? I said, well, Rosa is in the house, so I'm close to her. I can feel her. I say, if I go back to New Orleans, there's no house there that we lived in. So I have to get a new house, and she's not going to be there, so that's why I'm still in Florida. I just want to say thank you to my beautiful niece. This is my niece from my extended family for putting everything together. She called Loyola, and they jumped on it, and they've been wonderful. Please give them a nice round of applause.
Loyola responded. They did all the work. Thank you, Jonathan, Dr. Hayel, everybody. It's amazing. So I think we need to hear you sing.
Okay.
So wait a minute, who's coming on stage with you? Tell us that really quickly. Who's coming up here with you? Who's going to be on stage with
Okay,
you?
Arthel Gabriel is the sister to the Neville brothers, and we've been friends since forever. So she joined the group, more than 20 years ago. And our newest member is Naja Kojo. Y'all know she's touched up here, right? And Naja has been with us for a year. Now, my band members, we were trying to say who's been the longest. My saxophone player has been with us, oh my God. The bass player was with us when his two little girls were like this. They're grown, graduated college, got married, we did their weddings, so he's been with us a long time. It's a beautiful group of young men, I call them young men, they're all young. A beautiful group of men, and anything I ask them to do, whether we're gonna be paid or not, they'll do it. So you'll enjoy it.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Give it up for Arthel Neville, everybody. Thank you so much for doing